The way people the way people follow their religion is really not the correct way. Bro, these religious stories will show you, dog, these motherfuckers were savages. What do you mean Jesus was a savage? If Jesus was a people pleaser, if Jesus was nice, he wouldn't have went against the grain. He wouldn't have challenged popular beliefs. He wouldn't challenged the way society was living. He wouldn't have challenged the way that they thought, the way that they decided to live. He would have never got killed for challenging the norms. He said non-verbally, right? Non-verbally. I'm obviously making this shit ghetto. But non-verbally, Jesus said, fuck you. I'm dying on what I believe. Fuck you. Even if I'm dying on what I know. I don't need your approval. I don't need you to like me. I don't need you to be comfortable with what I'm saying. Fuck you. Non-verbally. That sounds like a savage to me. That is a savage. He didn't let them convince him they were right and he was wrong and that he should please them and that what they saying is true and that fuck you. This is what it is and here's who I am. And so what? And it's even stories in Islam about that. Somebody said Ibrahim. I couldn't remember the name, but I remember it was a story where like one of the prophets thought his own father and his brother would betray him and like do envious things towards him and you know he had to go against that. And people, like I said, whether what religion we talk about, people make this shit about, oh, turn the other cheek, forgive, and be kind. And no, that's not what none of these religions have told y'all about at all. They have showed you quite the opposite, actually. They have showed you standing on principles, standing on your integrity, trusting yourself, being selfish, putting yourself first against anybody. Family, society, against anybody. That's what they were. They threw Ibrahim in a fire for destroying the idols. What about that says turn the other cheek, be nice, and be kind? None of these prophets stood for that. Because it's nothing about that. Nothing about being nice is spiritual. Nothing about being real is spiritual. Being honest is spiritual. Being genuine is spiritual. Now you can be that in a nice manner, right? But what the shift is now is that people would rather be nice. People would rather be kind than be honest. People would rather make others comfortable than be real. And that's not how life works. Life don't work like that. You don't grow with those methods. Spiritually, emotionally, physically, nothing comes from comfort. No growth comes from comfort. And honestly, that's more malicious. That is more malicious than being real. Me lying, me being a people pleaser, me being delusional that's actually more malicious. That's in the territory of deceit, of being devious, of manipulating. Nothing about that shit is anything genuine. Because if I'm being nice to you, or if I'm trying to make you comfortable, I'm also controlling how you feel. Instead of being and saying this is what it is, and then you control how you feel. And the moment you say I made you feel that way, you gave me your power. You gave me power over you. And that's your fault. That's not mine. That's your fault. You gave me that power over you. What do we call those people? Victims. I have no power over who you choose to be, what you choose to do, or how you choose to feel. I can't make you anything. You give me that power. That's the reality of the situation. Somebody could join this call and say, fuck you, you ugly as shit, big ass forehead, your content dying, you're dead. And they say those words. I choose how I feel after that. I can choose to laugh. I can choose to cry and get offended. Somebody could attack me in the most malicious way, and it still is my power to choose how I feel and what I think and what I choose to do. And anything else, I chose to give that person my power. They made me mad. They made... how the fuck... what is they made you? No, you reacted. And yo, I was breaking this down on a Patreon call. I went into the language, the definition of the word reaction. Because I'm like, what does it mean to react, right? Yo, chat, should I go on this rant? Because I really will get into this rant right now, bro. And this shit was deep. The difference between act, the word act, and the word react. And what does it mean when we talk about these things? Bro, I'll get into this, bro. Like real shit. I'm gonna continue to call it, but I'm on my rants right now. Let me cook. Let me motherfucking cook, bro. Let me fucking cook. Give me a second. Let me pull up the screenshots of the definitions of the words in the Oxford Dictionary, so I can say word for word what I was talking about. Let me cook, man. Let me pull this shit up, bro. Where is this at? All right. Let me read this to y'all. Okay. Act. Based on the Oxford Dictionary. A way of behaving. Oh, wait, excuse me. I'm reading the wrong one. Right. Oh, no. Actually, I got it. A way of behaving that is not sincere, but is intended to have a particular effect on others. Now, this is an act, meaning that person is acting like they're pretending. That's that definition. But this is the definition that we're talking about. The word act, meaning an act, like action, like you're acting, right? Not. Do y'all get what I mean? But we're not using the first definition. That's not even the first definition. That was describing like an act, like a play, like you're acting, you're pretending, right? But when I'm talking about act, I mean like the keyword, the root to action, like an action, right? Because we say act, or an action, and we say react, and then we say reaction, right? So that's not the definition we're using because that's describing like pretending. Now to act, right? To means to do something for a particular purpose or in order to deal with a situation. Remember that. I'm gonna say that one more time actually before I move to react, and I might go back. I'm gonna go back. To act, to do something for a particular purpose or in order to deal with a situation. Now, to react, right? For this one, to react means to change or behave in a particular way as a result of or in response to something. Let me cook, but listen, just listen. Just listen. To change or behave in a particular way as a result of or in response to something. So I started thinking, I'm like, how are the two correlated? What is the connection between act and react, right? Somebody already just said it in the chat. Act takes initiative independently. To act is independent of anything else because you're choosing what the purpose of your action is. To react is the opposite. It's dependent on what you're reacting to. So if I'm acting instead of reacting, I control my decision. It's based on the purpose I chose it to be on, which is in the definition. To do something for a particular purpose. That's what the word, the definition of act is in the Oxford Dictionary. And react, the difference between acting and reacting is to change or behave in a particular way as a result of or in response to something. Right? Gil, I appreciate the gift this up. And Roman, I appreciate the 15 months. Now, like I said, with the word react, it says to change, right? Or behave in a particular way as a result of, when it says as a result follows an action. So as a result of, or in response to something. Meaning, the first thing or the initial action has the full control and power. So when you react, you're giving your power to whatever the initial action was. This person called you a bitch. This person disrespected you. When you react, you're reacting to that initial action. And I started to think deeper about this, right? And I started to think about what it truly means to react. And here's what I came up with, chat. Let me know if I'm cooking. Let me know if this makes sense or not. What I started to think about and understand was that, when you react, you're taking whatever the person is giving you and you're using that. Or you're returning what they gave you. Meaning, you're like a chameleon. If the wall is green, you'll become green. If the wall is red, you become red. So if they're angry and they say something mean to me or angry, and it comes from a place of anger, if I react, I'll react with anger. Or I'll react to that emotion that they gave me. I'm following whatever they gave me. Now, don't take the chameleon part literally, because somebody could be angry and then I get sad. Right? So the point is, they control how I feel. Or if I'm reacting, they have the control. Caleb, I see you said, do you have to react with anger? No, that's why I said the sadness part. The point is, they have the control. I'm not leading myself. But if I act after they act, right? They send me anger, they send me something, and if I act instead of react, I control what I choose to send back. Meaning, like, for example, they send anger, they send disrespect or whatever. I act, remember, this is about to connect now. The definition of the word act was to do something for a particular purpose. I act based on my principles. I act based on whatever purpose I come up with. Not in response to what they did, but for whatever purpose I choose. And it could be disrespect back. It could be not to give a fuck. Right? But they don't have the power over me. They don't control me. They didn't make me anything. They didn't make me do anything. I didn't give them that power over myself, which is also a choice. It's my intention that I'm sending and giving, not what they intended to send and give me. And I'm not reacting to it. I'm acting based on whatever purpose I choose. Would giving or showing no response be an action to their action towards me? It depends on what the purpose is. The purpose of the action is a self-to-self conversation. Why is my camera not focusing? The purpose of the action is a self-to-self conversation. Because it has nothing to do with what they did or said. It has to do with what I'm independently choosing to do. And if I react, I don't have that power. I don't have that conversation. I just go impulsively in response to what they just did or what they just said. What's being proactive then? I love how y'all think. Because exactly, that's another one. React, act, and proact. If I'm being proactive, I'm acting ahead of them. I'm preparing in advance. I'm ahead of the game. Or we can go to the Oxford definition and connect all the dots. Right? Yo, kick the cup. I appreciate the 5 months, my G. Oh my God. Chat. The definition of it all connects. Tuh. Watch this. Watch this. And then while the ads is running, I'm gonna pause this while we cook, so I can put these screenshots together, because this other screenshot was from like last week. Right. Oh my God, bruh. React. Act. Proact. Damn, if I get away, right? If I get away Bro,
Yes.
no, I can really cook this chat. If I get away, right, to like draw this out, right? React, act, and then proact. I should have put proact on top. Why? I'm proactive. I'm reacting. I'm reactive. Right? Oh my god, bro. I'm cranking up for show. L handwriting. Let me cook, bro. I was holding this shit like this. Alright, Chad, let me know if the ass done, bro. This just turned into a whole motherfucking like we going deep, bro. This just started something. So instead of reacting, you act in accordance to your principles and not your emotions. My emotions are reactive. They're reactional in the nature of themselves. Like, so that's why. But don't all principles have to be backed by emotions to be strong? No. My principles. No. Just simple answer is no. Are they done? All right, bet. Somebody even put up the word proactive, right? To be proactive. And I said, let's compare all three of these definitions of these words, right? Starting with react. To change or behave in a particular way as a result of or in response to something. So who has the power, or what has the power when you react? It's external, or simply put, not you, because it's following something, right? It could be the situation, it could be the other person. It's external. When you're acting, the purpose has the power, or you. So it's really internal. But when you proact, right? This is the interesting part. We're gonna read these definitions in order. Watch this. React. To change or behave in a particular way as a result of or in response to something. The external thing has the power when you react. To act. To do something for a particular purpose or in order to deal with a situation. So the purpose, you're doing it for that purpose. Right? Now, to be proactive or to proact is to take action in advance of an expected event. So then what has power here? The expected event or the future. Really, we could even argue that reacting is like past tense because you're responding to something. So whatever happens has to happen first in order for you to respond. So that could be past tense. And then when you act, you're choosing that purpose or that situational, I mean, not situational, but you're choosing the principle or the purpose in the moment when you choose to act. And when you proact, it's the future. So it could even be talking in the past, present, and the future. But at this point, I didn't cook that mentally. So if that's off or that doesn't make sense, it's because I didn't think about it. I just like kind of thought about that just now. The best response is no response. No, the best response is to have principles and you know, an intention in what you're choosing to do. And if you decide to be proactive, then you anticipate the future and you act based on that. Right? When we think of being proactive, we think of getting ahead. Or you think of getting ahead. Or preparing. Or being prepared in and of itself. When proactive, be acting in according to how you think some external thing will go, giving the power back to the external. Exactly. But the choice is yours. So you're choosing to work on that external result. So really that choice is still yours, because you're choosing to prioritize that future. So at least the power is still in your choice. The power is actually always in your choice, but what do you give your power to? Is what this was about. What do you give your power to? And then reacting, the power of your choice is still technically yours, but you're giving it to that external thing. And then when you're acting, you're giving it to that purpose, and when you're proacting, you're giving it to that future result. But the point was that when people react, they don't really think about the fact that it's their choice. They say, "Oh, you made me do it. He made me mad. She pissed me off. She ruined my day. She broke my heart." And like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, did she really break your heart, or did your expectation of who she was or what she would do break your heart? And that is a choice. I might be burning the kitchen now. I might be burning the kitchen now. I might be burning the kitchen now. I don't know if I'm cooking or not. Y'all let me know. C6 Oleg, I appreciate the 8 months, my G. Fired. Ramsey emote with the subs, man. I mean, if you really think about these things, this is why this introspective thinking, this is why thinking matters. This is why cooking matters. And I get paid to cook. This is so fun. But like literally, bro, like this, just when you think about shit, you really get to the core of it. It's like, yo, okay. All three could have a negative and positive connotation, but I like your perspective on it. Right. It wasn't about, I don't think in terms of negative and positive. And if you on a Patreon, you know why. And actually, that's a free video. That's a free video. I don't think in terms of a positive and negative. I think of useful or helpful to me. And it's useful and helpful to me. See somebody, there you go. I know your Patreon. Well, you don't even have to pay for it to see that video. I got some videos on there for free, some for the $1 tier, and then $15 and up. You access everything. But let the Patreon people tell you it's worth it. So I'm not just chatting here. But this was actually one of the free videos. I think in terms of what's helpful and useful. So when a situation happens to me, I look at it as helpful or useful to my goal. My car breaks down. This is an opportunity to practice. This is a useful opportunity to practice controlling my mood or being optimistic. So I use this to my advantage. Thinking about and redefining these words and changing my perspective on it. This is helpful and useful to me because it reminds me of where my power is at. Makes me more self-aware. I think in terms of helpful and usefulness. I don't think of terms of negative and positive because I don't think in terms of polarity. I'm not a very left and right kind of guy. I'm not. It's not yin or yang. It's yin and yang. It's this. It's all one. It's holistic. But that's another conversation for another day. Post that on YouTube, please. Yeah, I will. I'm actually gonna put this on the plug. This nigga in the chat talking some baby shark to do. I've always been curious. Why do you say understand and overstand instead of understand? Well, watch this. Should we cook with these 3 words? I can give you an answer, but I love cooking from the basics. Let me actually look at these definitions if they are what they call savvy. Do they have any savviness to them? Like if they don't have no savviness to them, then they just being quite literal. Okay. Actually, they're not crazy. They're not crazy off. Understand, to know or realize the meaning of words, a language, or what somebody says, etc. Right? Understand, the neutral point of understanding and overstanding with the knowing coming from a place of acceptance and unconditional blank. Right? I didn't click the rest of it. Right? I'm gonna tell you why I like this. Overstand, to keep on a navigational course beyond a mark. I'm gonna tell you why I like that, because it's knowing in a way that helps you see more or think ahead, and with the understand part, it's coming from a place of acceptance. And when you accept something, where do you accept it? Or whatever I'm pointing at, but where do you accept it when it comes from a place of acceptance? From within. And understanding is just knowing it or realizing it. So when you understand something, you accept it more. You accept it internally, what you understood. And to overstand something is to use it to change your direction, or to change your course of action, or where you think you're going. I like that. I like that more than what I was going to say. He said the kitchen got a strong burnt odor. I like that better than I was going to say. Because it gives they all add a different element to knowing something. To understand something is just to know it or realize it. To understand it is to accept it. To accept what you know. And let me see this real quick. To overstand is to use that towards your direction or destination. But I want to go back to this one. I don't know why I didn't put it on the screen. Understand, absolute heart-centered knowledge from the core inner being. Understand is the neutral point of understanding and overstanding, with the knowing coming from a place of acceptance and unconditional love, not being skewed by the human consciousness / ego. Oh my God. Thus eradicating the I am presence and replacing it with the, oh my God, man. Overstanding, the state of mind that emerges when all illusions, those in the conscious and subconscious mind, are removed. Man, the state of mind that emerges when all illusions that are in your conscious and subconscious mind are removed. Oh my God. I don't know if y'all overstand that. Do y'all overstand the definition? Oh my God. That shit can hit you like a truck when you think about it. Main CSR, I appreciate the big fucking year, baby. Do y'all overstand the definition? Even the definition requires overstanding. Dog. Or say it again. Overstanding, the state of mind that emerges when all illusions are removed. When all illusions are removed. And then, but in the parentheses bracket has those in the conscious and subconscious mind. This is just how, this when I investigate something, right? Where I go is, I would look at, I'm tell you how to study and do some introspective research. I would not only ask myself, right? I would ask myself what I think about what I'm thinking about. So I would look at that and say, okay, let's look into the word illusion, right? Because that's a key word here, right? So I would go to the word illusion to really think or understand what's being applied right here. Illusion, a false idea or belief, right? So then you go, I'm like, okay. Where would y'all go from here, chat? Where would y'all go from here? Right? Where would y'all go from here? That means your thoughts and actions are in complete harmony with the universe. The truth or reality. Go back to the OG and plug it in. No, I would go deeper. I would say, all right, false. False. I would look at the word false. Right? And I would go deeper into like each definition and what do each of these words imply? Like what are they really trying to paint a picture of, and go back up to the original. But it just helps with the understanding, and then after that you have to understand it and then you overstand it. First, how do you fuck her mom? She doesn't like losers, so there's no way I can tell you how to do it. It's really no strategy I can kick to you. Don't you already get rid of a false belief when you understand something though? Exactly. That's why I used the word emerges. Oh man, I intellectually disagree with Todd's definition. I think overstanding is when reality keeps reaffirming your already grounded understanding of something through experience. I didn't even apply my thoughts on it. I just was reading this off the definitions, or this one was put on Urban Dictionary, but I like the spiritual implications of it. I think overstanding is when reality keeps reaffirming your already grounded understanding of something through experience, and that's when you say, "Oh yeah, this happened because this happened, and this happened because." No, all of that is outside of yourself, bro. That's why I'm gonna have to intellectually disagree with you. All of that is outside of yourself. Shit too confusing. Just use understand. just let me know you checked out. We can go back to the entertaining shit. Understand is an action. Overstand is a mindset. Well, yes, if you call accepting something, yeah, that's the act of accepting, acceptance. That's what it was rooted in. Once you accept something internally, I understand it, I accept it, I embrace what I just, unconditionally.